The Atlas Corporation is a private military corporation that first appeared in 2014's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. It was founded and led by CEO Jonathan Irons, and Atlas grew to become the largest and most powerful private company in the world. Today we take a look at their history and how they achieved what they did. Jonathan Irons served in the United States Army and trained as a soldier in the West Point graduate program. But after leaving the military, he felt that he could do more than any government institution. This would lead to Irons creating the Atlas Corporation in 2035 in Colorado Springs. Using his connections within the United States military and other organizations, one of Atlas' major buyouts would come in 2037 when they purchased the largest bioengineering research and development firm in the world. Jonathan believed that he could have a large influence in the militaries around the world, and so he used his newly acquired firm to lead the research and development of the exoskeleton. The exoskeleton would be described as a wearable mobile machine that would be capable of increasing many of the user's physical abilities, which allowed for enhanced strength, increased movement, and speed, as well as tactical purposes. By June 2039, Atlas had successfully developed and patented advanced exoskeletons for military use. This was a major breakthrough, as Atlas had become the first company to successfully create the exoskeleton for use, leading to Atlas and Irons having a big influence and a sea of wealth coming their way. By the early 2040s, Atlas successfully began field testing for their 3D printed weapons and munitions. This would save the world resources and allow for use of new and advanced technology that could be used in real combat. Atlas would also expand internationally during the 40s, opening up its first European headquarters in Belgium and Switzerland. Atlas would continue to thrive in the 40s as they would make history by signing the largest ever weapons contract for the US military in 2045. And they wouldn't be done yet. Atlas made sure to also patent hover technology for weapons and vehicles by late 2047. These would see fruition in a new generation of hover combat by 2053. The Atlas Corporation's reputation began to grow in a positive light amongst the world, after it showed that it could also be the first to act after devastating and catastrophic events, assisting various agencies and governments in providing help to those affected or those in need. Atlas was also responsible for entering Baghdad after the Second Gulf War and completely transforming it into an advanced, thriving city in just 5 years, something that the US government couldn't do in 50 years. By May of 2050, the Atlas Corporation was officially recognized as the largest private military company in the entire world. The power and money allowed Atlas the freedom to act without governmental or congressional approval. Its successes led Atlas, and by extension Irons, to become the first corporation to be submitted into the United Nations Security Council. The 2050s would prove a crucial time for the Atlas Corporation, as the world would be thrown into chaos by a terrorist attack in 2055, led by the KVA, which was a paramilitary terrorist organization. They were behind a series of coordinated attacks where they infiltrated various nuclear power plants across the globe and initiated a meltdown at each of these facilities. When the reactors went critical and eventually exploded, the sites released a large amount of radiation across major cities, causing mass civilian casualties, upwards of 50,000 people. In the aftermath of this explosion, the Atlas Corporation grew in a positive light, now recognized by the common people as saviors. They could do no wrong. Jonathan Irons would explain it best here.
When you were vulnerable, we gave you our strength. When you were sick, we delivered you the cure. When there was chaos, we brought you order, stability, safety, a chance to start again. Who are we? We're the way forward.
During these humanitarian efforts, Atlas would continue their hunt to bring Hades, the man responsible for the KVA, to justice, and in 2059, they would successfully kill the terrorist leader. From the years 2059 to 2061, the Atlas Corporation would begin to show the world its true colors. And it truly began when Jonathan Irons, the founder and CEO of Atlas, attended a United Nations assembly and declared that he planned to forcefully remove all politicians from power, as he believed that they were solely responsible for the problems that the world faced. Irons and his Atlas Corporation would effectively declare war against the world, and an attack on the United States soon proceeded. By 2061, the United States and its Special Sentinel Task Force would be able to stop Atlas and Irons, as Jonathan Irons would be killed in a raid on his headquarters in Baghdad. Would this be the end of Atlas? No, but it would be exposed and severely weakened. Its reputation around the world changed. One would assume that a slow decline followed. Atlas is a perfect example of how a corporation, if left unchecked, can become more powerful than nations, and how greed and power and advanced technology can turn an organization meant to save the world into its greatest threat.